Yes, Sarah.
Yes, Sarah. Woo, woo.
Your Honor, if it is all right, for the majority of this statement, I would like to address the defendant directly. You don't know me, but you've been inside me, and that's why we're here today. On January 17th, 2015, it was a quiet Saturday night at home. My dad was making dinner, and I was sitting at the table with my younger sister, who was visiting for the weekend. I was working full-time, so it was approaching my bedtime. My plan was to stay at home, watch TV and read, while my sister went to a party with some friends. Then I decided it was my last night with her, so why not? I had literally nothing better to do. There was this dumb party 10 minutes from my house. I would go, dance like a fool, and embarrass my younger sister. On the way there, I joked that undergrad guys would have braces, and then she made fun of me for wearing a beige cardigan to a frat party like a librarian. I called myself Big Mama because I knew I'd be the oldest one there. I went, made silly faces, let my guard down, and drank liquor too fast, not factoring in that my tolerance had significantly lowered since college. Next thing I remember, I was in a gurney in a hallway. I had dried blood and bandages on the backs of my hands and elbow. I thought I had fallen and was in an admin office on campus. I was calm, but I was wondering where my sister was. That's when a deputy had explained to me that I had been assaulted. I remained calm, assured he was speaking to the wrong person. I knew no one at this party. When I was finally allowed to use the restroom, I went to pull down the hospital pants that they had given me. Went to pull down my underwear and felt nothing. I still remember the feeling of my hands touching my skin and feeling nothing. I looked down and there was nothing. The thin piece of fabric, the only thing between my vagina and anything else, was missing, and everything inside me was silenced. I still don't have words for that feeling. In order to keep breathing, I tried to convince myself that maybe the police officer had used scissors to cut them off for evidence. Then I felt pine needles scratching the back of my neck. I began pulling them out of my hair, and that's when I thought that maybe they had fallen out of a tree and onto my head. My brain was talking my gut out of collapsing, because my gut was saying, "Help me, help me." I shuffled from room to room, a blanket wrapped around me, pine needles trailing behind me. I left a little pile in every room. I was asked to sign papers that said rape victim, and I thought, something has really happened. My clothes were confiscated, and I stood naked while nurses held a ruler to several abrasions on my body and photographed them. The three of us worked together to comb the pine needles out of my hair. 6 hands to fill 1 paper bag. I had needles for shots, pills, and a camera pointed right into my spread legs. After a few hours of this, I was allowed to shower. As I stood there, examining my body under the stream of water, I decided that I don't want my body anymore. I was terrified of it. I didn't know what had been in it, if it had been contaminated, who had touched it. I wanted to take off my body like a jacket and leave it in the hospital with everything else. On that morning, all that I had been told was that I was found behind a dumpster, potentially penetrated by a stranger, and that I should get retested for HIV because the results don't always come back right away. But for now, I should go home and get back to my normal life. Imagine going back into the world with only that information. They gave me huge hugs, and they sent me on my way. I walked out of the hospital and into the parking lot with only the hospital pants and shirt that they had given me, because they'd only allowed me to keep my shoes and my necklace. My sister picked me up, face wet from tears, and contorted in anguish. Instinctively, and immediately I wanted to take her pain away. I smiled at her, and I told her, "Hey, look at me. I'm okay. I'm right here. My hair is washed and clean. Gave me the strangest shampoo. Look at me. Calm down. Look at my new pants and shirt. I look like a PE teacher. Come on, let's go home. Let's eat something." What she didn't know was that under my sweatsuit, I had scratches and bandages all over my skin. That my underwear was missing, and that I felt too empty to continue to speak. That I was also terrified. That I was also devastated. But that night, my sister drove me home, and for hours in silence,